Hey, what's up guys, it's Bakes and thank you for joining me again for one of my random horror reviews. Today's movie, honestly, I don't know where to start with this one. I'm kind of lost for words. This review is going to be very just sort of on the spot as we go, as they normally are, but I am really honestly kind of lost for words for this movie, so I'm just going to get into it. Today's movie is from 1975, and it's the film called Salo, or the 120 Days of Sodom. This movie is well known for being really exploitive, disturbing, gross. Yeah, it's just well known in the disturbing cinema community. But before we get into my thoughts of this one, and my thoughts are still pretty scrambled, I'm gonna try and get into the plot for this one now. To be fair, guys, if you want to know a full breakdown of this movie, if you're one of those people that like to know the ins and outs of disturbing cinema, this is not going to be that video because I honestly don't know what I really want to say about it. I'm not sure what I can say about it. But this in a nutshell, there are four powerful men, prominent men, who group together and they kidnap, I think it's 18 teenagers total, 9 girls, 9 boys, and they just make these teenagers do really disgusting, degrading, disturbing things. There's a mixture of torture, sexual abuse. Yeah, it's just full on in this movie. I'm going to sort of leave the description there and try and get into my thoughts of this movie now, Salo. Now, like I kind of said in my intro there, guys, you're going to need to bear with me with this review because I'm still trying to gather my thoughts and piece together what I think of this movie. But also, I guess, a quick trigger warning as well, because some things that I bring up, as I said, I'm going to try and beat around the bush for a lot of things in this movie. But a lot of the stuff, I probably can't help it. It's just going to have to come up. So, a quick warning there. But also, if you want a breakdown of this movie, again, this is not going to be it. I'm sure there's plenty of them on YouTube because people love talking about disturbing media and disturbing movies. So again, you're not going to hear that here. Go and check out one of those videos. But as I said, I'm still trying to piece together my thoughts on this movie because I watched this for the first time this morning. It was a first time watch. And this movie has actually sat in my collection for a fair while now, and I've had it like that deliberately because I had heard about how disturbing this movie is and how over the top and gross it is. So I was just sort of mentally preparing myself for that. Sometimes you need to do that with these types of movies. This film is also Italian/French, I think. So that means subtitles. Again, you need to prep yourself for movies with subtitles sometimes. Strap yourself in for that. And this movie is just short of 2 hours also. So combined all three of those things together and you're in for one hell of a ride that you need to mentally be prepared for. And I do feel like I was mentally prepared. Though, again, as I said, I still just don't know my thoughts on this movie. Now, I do have an open mind for these movies that are, disturbing cinema and extremely exploitive and stuff. But I just feel like this movie, I don't get it. I really just don't get it. I felt kind of like a sick fuck watching this movie, honestly. And I'm not trying to label anyone that enjoys this movie because from what I hear, a lot of people do like this movie and seem to get something out of it, in a metaphorical standpoint or something. So I'm not trying to label anybody and be like, you're a sick fuck for enjoying this movie. But I just don't get it. I felt sick, like physically sick watching parts in this movie. And yes, there are very gross things in this movie. But even when nothing inherently gross was happening, I still just felt weird in my stomach. I can't pinpoint it. I looked up reviews after watching this movie to hear other people's thoughts on it. I just went and looked at written reviews on IMDb. And from the people that did enjoy this movie, the two things that I heard the most was metaphors for power. As I said, this movie follows these four men in power who kidnap these total of 18 teens And, you know, they have help by, I think, Nazi soldiers and other people in power to do this. And as I said, most of the stuff written, a lot of people seem to have picked up things, metaphors for power and usage of it. I don't know. As I said, I'm not sure if I just didn't get it. I just didn't feel that in the movie. Another thing that I heard a lot of people that did enjoy this movie say was the point of this movie is just to be as vile and foul, and it's meant to keep you in touch with how brutal and disturbing things can be. And I already know that. I don't need to see this. Yeah, so I'm trying to... As I said, I don't have a closed mind on disturbing cinema and everything. I haven't done too many disturbing movies or reviews on this channel so far. I guess the most disturbing movie that I've done so far on this channel besides this one was Human Centipede 2. And I remember when I reviewed that movie, I seen that movie probably more times than what I should have seen that movie, maybe 4 or 5 times. That movie actually isn't that bad, and I will back that movie. I feel that that movie actually has some substance and something behind it that a lot of people don't want to stand by. But this movie, I really don't get it. On a technical standpoint, this movie isn't that bad, you know. It has good lighting, the performances seem pretty okay, the camera and everything like that. Everything technical is fine. But the story, I'm just like, I don't want to be watching this. I don't get it. As I said, I'm sure there's metaphors. Maybe there isn't, and people are just trying to make sense of it. I really don't know. But this movie just, yeah, it wasn't for me. So this review is pretty much shambles. But as I said, I just feel like I am missing something with this movie, if there is something to be missed. As I said, coming into this movie, I feel like I was mentally prepared. By all means, this is pretty much what I expected this movie to be from what I had heard about it beforehand. But still, I just don't get the story in this movie. As I said, I don't write off disturbing / exploitive cinema. I just like to be able to feel that there's a bit of substance there, a bit of cushioning behind what's going on. And I didn't get it with this movie. As I said, there's people writing these reviews and I'm trying to understand it. But as I said, I just feel like I was watching people be assaulted physically, mentally, sexually for 2 hours. And it was just vile and filth. Yeah, as I said, I don't have a problem with exploitive and disturbing and full-on cinema. But as I said, I just would like to have a little bit of metaphor or something in there, but I just felt like I was watching something that I didn't want to be watching this whole time. And yeah, as I said, I feel like, you know, nothing really caught me off guard with what I was expecting, but and I know that there are more disturbing and grotesque movies out there. This is easily in the top 3 most disturbing or exploitive movies that I've seen. It probably could even be number 1. There's a couple of other ones that come to mind. But I know there's worse out there. I just, like, as I said, I can't pinpoint anything really enjoyable from this one. And, you know, I'm not trying to, again, label anybody that likes this movie. As I said, I felt like a sick fuck watching this movie, but I'm not saying that everyone who enjoys this movie is. Maybe the people that may, I don't know. This movie is just, there's a part where I saw some background actors, or sorry, actresses, laughing. So, you know, it must have not been such a miserable time on set. But yeah, I'm sort of lost for words with this one. I'm gonna give Salo or the 120 Days of Sodom, I'm gonna give it a 1 out of 10. This movie just wasn't for me. I mean, if it's your thing, go for it by all means. But as I said, I want to be able to find a little bit extra with the story. You know, a bit of metaphor, a bit of commentary. I couldn't find it. So, yeah, this movie was pretty much just a mental slug to get through. If you've seen this movie, let me know your thoughts. I wouldn't recommend it, especially for people that are on the fence with disturbing slash exploitive cinema, because yeah, there is some hard stuff to watch in this as well. So I'm gonna leave my review there, guys. As I said, I'm sorry that this review was shambles, but I wanted this movie to just be a one and done. I watch it and possibly never watch it again in my life. I was mentally prepared for that to happen. Hopefully that happens. I don't know. Something might flip in my head one day and I'll be like, okay, maybe I understand something, and I go back and watch it, but I find that to be really unlikely. But either way, guys, hopefully this review didn't come out as bad as my words just being pieced together is coming across now. Sorry, I'm patting the dog. It's just giving me something to do while my brain is scrambling. But yeah, I mean, fuck. Let me know your thoughts on it if you've seen it. Yeah, I'm just going to leave this review here, guys. But thank you for joining me again, and I'll see you for another video soon.